Greetings there, fellow viewers, this is TechBizmo. Today I'm going to be making my very first HTML tutorial video. So today I'm going to be covering basically just the basics of HTML, just some very little basics. So anyways, let's go ahead and get started with this video. But before we get started, I would like to point something out to you guys. My whole family is downstairs and they're making a whole bunch of noise, so there you guys go. There's just a quick little heads up for you guys just in case you hear any noises in the background. So hopefully you will be able to get through this video. If you hear any noises, either way, if you hear noises, hopefully you'll be able to get through this video. So yeah, the first thing that you want to do is just go ahead and create your HTML files. So in my case, we are just going to head over to the documents folder and just create a new document, empty document, and we're going to name this one index.html. You actually don't have to name it index.html unless you are actually publishing it to an online source, so then it'll read as the actual home page. So anyways, we'll go ahead and create this file, index.html, and now we just have a very basic HTML file with absolutely nothing in it. So at this point, you are going to go ahead and pick your text editor. In my case, I'm going to be using Nano, so we are going to go ahead and type cd documents. So now we are in the documents directory. Then we are going to do nano index.html, and now we are in the HTML file in the documents directory. So yeah, to show you guys, yep, this is our index.html, and to show you guys proof, we're just going to type HTML and then just do Control O and save that. And now if I look at that, yep, it is now reading as an HTML file, and if I open it up in a text editor, we now see HTML. So very fancy, but also very basic. So yeah, once you are in your text editor with your HTML file, once you are in the HTML file with your chosen text editor, you want to go ahead and start with the file. So the first thing that you always want to do is just type your open, little, I believe it's greater than, it's either greater than or less than, but just we'll just zoom in for you guys so it's a little bit easier. Actually, you know what? I don't really need to zoom in. It's really easy to see for you guys. So yeah, just do the little greater than symbol. I believe that's greater than, but hopefully you guys could just see that. So type, now after the greater than symbol, you will type HTML, and then you will close the little HTML thing. So yeah, to do that, I'll just run it by you again, HTML, and close it. So there you go. Now you want to just go ahead and hit enter. Now, what a lot of people say is that you have to go and press tab. This is a very nice way of keeping your work very organized. However, I like to just keep it by the wall, as I like to call it, by the edge of the screen, because for me it's actually a lot nicer and a lot neater when it's just all in a complete straight line. So the next thing that you want to do, you actually don't have to do this. This is actually optional, but I'd recommend it. I actually don't know what the point of head is, because I've never really found a big use for the head tag, but we're just going to use it anyways. So now after you put head, you want to go ahead and put title. And let's just open up an example, which it'll open up our Linux Mint page. So this will be what shows up here and what shows up here. So yeah, you want to go ahead and type your title after you have done the little title tag. So we're going to name this HTML tutorial. I always mess up when I'm under pressure, so I apologize for that. Tutorial 1. There we go. And we'll go ahead and close that title out. So there we go. It is closed out, and we'll go ahead and also close out the head. So hopefully you guys are able to follow along with me. Feel free to pause as you go along if that's just a little bit easier for you guys to do. So we'll just close that out. Yeah. So now what you can do after you have closed out your head is if you want to, if you don't want your page to just look like this. So this is what the HTML page looks like so far. Just says HTML tutorial 1, and there is absolutely nothing on the page. So the next thing that you want to do, if you do want to actually add stuff on your HTML page, and if you want your page to be to look all nice and stuff, you want to go ahead and type body And once you've done that, you can either click enter or just keep going from the side. I recommend clicking enter just so it keeps your stuff just a little bit more organized. So we're going to go ahead and we'll go ahead and do a heading. So depending on the size of the heading that you want, H1 is going to be your biggest sized heading, H2 is going to be slightly smaller, H3 is going to be even more smaller, and, you know, etc., so on and so forth. You guys get the idea. So we'll go ahead and type H1. Yeah, we are going to be covering H1 styles in this video, but for now, I'm just going to be typing H1, and then we'll type hello and welcome to my first website. So after you have done that, you will go ahead and close it out with H1. Well, depending on what you want. If you want to, well, I guess we'll cover that later. We'll cover break later. So if I press F5, here we go. It says hello and welcome to my first website. And if we go and view the page source, it is exactly what shows up in here, as you guys can see. Looks very, very nice. Also very, very advanced. Very, very advanced code. Okay, so yeah, you guys know how to add a heading now. So I can go ahead and show you what changing this to H2 will show up as. So if I do heading 2 and save our changes, you can see it is now quite a bit smaller, actually. Quite a lot smaller, depending on how you look at it, I guess. Let's see. Okay, so if I guess we can go ahead and head over to the center. We'll start learning centering. So say you don't want this to just be on the side of the page. You want it to be completely centered in the middle. So what you want to do is go ahead and add your center tags. So go ahead and do your greater than symbol and do center and then close it. Actually, don't close it, just, you know what I mean, do the less than symbol. So next do /center to close it, and then, you know, close it with the less than symbol. And now you can save it, and now we can center it. There you can see it is now in the middle of the web page, which, by the way, that looks very, very nice. But we're going to change that to H1 in this video. So we'll go ahead and do that. And now, yep, it is slightly bigger, actually quite a lot bigger, depending, as I said, depending on how you look at it. So now we are going to take a look at H1 styles. So basically, H1 styles, you get to style the heading however you want. You get to, and it's actually not called H1 styles. It's just called styles in general. It's not called styles in general. It's just called styles. You guys get the idea. So yeah, go ahead. You can actually change your paragraph styles, your heading styles. You could change pretty much every style. You know, you can do table styles as well. Also, there was my baby sister screaming in the background. So yeah, to add a table or a heading style, go ahead after H1. You will just add a space and do H1 style. And then you will do an equal sign and then a quotation mark. So you can actually do 2 to make it nice and even, I guess I could say. So H1 style, let's use the example of fonts. So currently this is, I believe, the Arial font? I don't know, it's one of the default fonts, but anyways, we are going to be changing this font to Ubuntu. So remember what it looks like currently. Actually, you don't have to, but you don't have to remember what it looks like currently because we're going to see it right after we change it. So go ahead and type font family equals, or no, I apologize, font family, semicolon, no, not semicolon, just colon, font family, Ubuntu, and now we can go ahead and do Control O and save that. Now let's refresh the page. And now we have the Ubuntu font, which, by the way, looks very, very nice, so we are going to be keeping it like that. Keep in mind, you do not have to add, you know, H1 style, all that sort of stuff over here. All you need to do is just on that certain side, on the opening side anyways. Okay, guys, now we are going to be covering the break tag, aka BR tag, so yeah, what you want to do is, let's say you want, let's just type it up. So, hello and welcome to my first website. Here you can learn can learn, that lovely voice crack, some things about HTML hypertext markup language, and you can just do it however you want. So now you can see it shows up as a very large heading. So say we want to add a break, aka a enter, between hello and welcome to my first website, and here you can learn some things about HTML hypertext markup language. What you want to do is just remove your space and then type BR, and then, just add your greater than symbol, open it, and then type BR, then close it with BR, and then refresh the page, and now we have a lovely space. Now, say we want to change the size of just this little area in, this smaller portion here, down here. Here you can learn some things about HTML. What you want to do is go ahead and do, you could just do H2. Doesn't matter if you're closing everything out here, you can still do it. So H2, and then we can close H2 right here, like so. So there we go. Now it is slightly smaller. Looks a lot nicer, by the way. We can also change it to H3, heading 3. So we'll go ahead and do that. And there we go. That looks even more better, I guess I could say. So yeah, there we go. We now have a lovely title on my page. I don't think I'm going to be covering colors in this video, mainly because I forgot the code of color. I'm sure if I had a moment to think about it, then it would come right back to me. But I don't know. Either I'll come back to colors at the end of this video, or I'll just wait for that for my next video, my next HTML tutorial. Sorry. So anyways, you know what we're going to do? We're going to just add a enter, just so the whole page shows up right here. So after you have added your title, you can actually start adding some things down here, like your lovely paragraphs. So so we'll go ahead and do that. By the way, guys, I'm sorry if my voice sounds a little bit weird. I believe I have a cold right now. Yeah. So go ahead and do your paragraph. So yeah, we're going to do paragraph, and let's see what will this paragraph say. Let's just say we'll just do title BR, paragraphs, BR, and we'll do styles. So there we go. We'll close it out. And now let's see how this looks. So we have title, paragraphs, and styles. Actually, you know what? We'll remove the breaks. We'll just add spaces. There we go. Just says title, paragraph, styles, and those are just some of the things that I've covered in this video so far. So same type scenario. If you want to center this one, which I do, you just want to add your center tag, and then close it with /center, and there you go. Now it is in the middle. Say we want to add a space between the title and the center. You don't actually need to add these two spaces, but I like to do this for neatness. So you can actually just do it like this, but add a BR tag, aka break, and yeah, you can just do it like I do it, or you can, do it your own way, just so, it's just so you're saving space. But I like it so there's little spaces between the, the BR and the title. So now we'll refresh the page, and now there is a lovely space between that. So now we'll go ahead and change our font size. This is something I have not covered yet, so font size, you want to go ahead and add a font size tag and do equals, then your quotations, and you can do your opening quotation and your close quotations, just 2 of them, and let's do 60. Let's see how that looks. And by the way, we do need to close that as font, like so, and then we can refresh the page, and that is absolutely huge. I believe 60 is actually bigger than the normal sizes, so if If I do 50, it's actually not going to change. Yep, I'm right. It's not going to change at all, so if I do 5, it's going to change, because I think it only goes up to 9, actually. So now let's try 8. I think 8 is the... Nope, I guess 8 is the largest. But let's just keep going to find out. Nope, maybe 7. Okay, looks like 7 is the largest font, so... Yeah, you can see that looks very nice, but we're going to change that back to, I guess, 5. We'll keep it at 5. Nah, you know what? We'll do 6. So, there we go. We have our font, our paragraph font size to 6, which, by the way, looks very, very nice. For this one, it's the same scenario if you want to change the font family to Ubuntu or your preferred font. So, just do P style equals... quotation font family colon Ubuntu. You know, this time we'll change it to Arial. I believe Arial is on this computer, but let's just find out. Oh, actually I think Arial is the default font, so let's just change it to Ubuntu. Maybe I actually just have an error in the code, but let's find out. Yep, looks like I do. So what do we have wrong here? Let's see. Okay. Font family. Ubuntu, here we go. I accidentally added an open quotation here. I'm just gonna assume it's called open quotation. I guess do as I do, not as I say. The opposite of Linus Tech Tips. Instead of do as I say, not as I do. Do as I do, not as I say. So there we go. Now this title, paragraph, and styles is now a different font. So we'll go ahead and also change this. Let's just write something. Hello, world. This is TechBizmo. And if you say we want to add just a nice little bold here, so... We'll just go ahead and save this and see what it looks like. So it just says, hello world, this is TechBizmo. Say we want TechBizmo to be bold. You just do B, and then you close it out where you want to stop. So say I want to do TechBizmo, Linux, and more. I could either have that fully bolded, or I could just do TechBizmo itself, so /B for bold, and yep, now just TechBizmo is bold. Say we want to do italic, that's just simply I, so very simple, very self-explanatory as well, but you know, also kind of can be confusing. You know, depending on who you are, it could be confusing, but for me, I actually learned this pretty well, pretty easily. I actually started learning HTML by my old friend. Yeah, I'll just give him a quick little shout out. Thank you very much, Highland, for 2 years of service, 2 years of friendship. Yeah, sadly we're no longer friends, but still thank you very much, Highland, for the little HTML tips and just helping me learn it a little bit. So, yeah. Yeah, we're just going to leave it like it is. I just like how it is by default. We're going to change this font size to 5, since now we're adding some more text. That looks very, very nice. So, yeah. Yeah, there is paragraphs and headings. So now let's just do 2 breaks and then save that. Now we are going to learn footers. So footers, we'll just use an example, which is my website, techbizmo.github.io. By the way, this is not accurate right now. I'm actually going to be updating that a little bit later tonight, so just, yeah. Yeah, this says Omni 220 project, but I'm actually going to be either canceling these or postponing them. But yeah, the header, or the footer is this little thing right here that says copyright C, you know, the copyright logo, TechBizmo 2019. So, yeah, if you don't want people to steal your website, then you want a nice little footer. It doesn't even need to say copyright. It can just say cats or something. So, yeah. So we'll go ahead and add a footer tag. So how you do this, you just do your greater than symbol and type footer like that. And now we're going to do let's do an enter, and let's just do hello. I believe you can do it like that. However, it's not going to be proper or anything. It's just going to be a regular font. Yeah, there we go. It's nothing proper. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a p style equals font family Ubuntu. So we'll just go ahead and do that. I believe the default font, yeah, the default font looks okay, so we'll just go ahead and close that. So, and we'll also do, and copy, that is the copyright symbol, so let's do copyright, copy, Ryan S. We'll do 2019, and we'll do bold, all rights reserved, just like that. Sorry guys, I am a improper typer. As you can see, it says copyright Ryan S 2019, all rights reserved. And now to this part, we're going to center this so it looks very, very nice. So we'll center it. There we go. And now it should be centered. There we go. Looks very, very nice. Yeah, that is pretty much it, guys. That is the basics of HTML. Well, the basics of starting HTML. So yeah, I will be uploading these HTML tutorials, hopefully weekly, but I'm not promising anything. So there's just something to note. I'm definitely not promising anything on these HTML tutorials. I'm not promising that these are going to be weekly, but you know, we'll just see what happens. Yeah, you actually can have it where the footer is stuck to the bottom like mine is, which by the way, it's called a fixed footer. I believe that's what it's called, a fixed footer. But that involves needing some CSS code, so that will be for a future video. But stay tuned for that. Just comment down below if you want me to make that into just a single video, so I can help you guys out with any of those issues. Anyways, guys, as I said, it has come towards the end of this video now. Thank you guys very, very much for watching this video. Please be sure, to comment, like, and subscribe. And don't forget to check out some of my other videos. That is youtube.com/TechBizmo.